Shalom, call Halim La Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And a sincere shalom to the 144,000 and the 1/3. Now, Esau has been in the know about Yahushai returning with the host of heaven since confirmed at least Ronald Reagan being the president. So I think this was a UN speech. Let me take off this ad blocker real quick. Okay. All right. So flashback, Reagan's vision for a unifying alien invasion. So think about it. Before I play the video, let me look up the date he said this. 1987. So Esau recorded in history has been preparing to fight against Yahushai and the angels and the elect since 1987. Okay? That being said, without further ado, let's play this video.
Said something that towed the line between deeply prophetic and deeply weird. And he said it at the United Nations.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Ronald Reagan wishing an alien.
So think about it. This was the president of Babylon the Great at the UN meeting, which is a part of the beast, talking about an alien invasion. Now you got to understand at this point in history, aliens, right? Which just the chariots of the Heavenly Father, of course, and of course you got Esau and his secret technology. But for the most part, quote unquote UFOs are the chariots of the Lord, right? Piloted by the angels, the Elohim. Okay. At this time period, this was seen as you're a crazy person if you believed in aliens and all that, even though got the president straight up telling you that they'll unite to fight against aliens. And of course people are thinking, oh, it's just a figure of speech. No, it's not no fucking figure of speech. Ronald Reagan knows about the chariots. Why? Esau and his technology, okay, the radar detection systems, telescopes and all that. They can see the chariots. They can see the angels of the Lord. They can see them. They can literally see them. Okay? They understand, and of course the chariots. There's video footage of a chariot disabling I think it was a nuke. I think it was a test flight, a test launch of a nuclear missile. I don't know if it's an ICBM or whatever. It was a nuclear missile, and you see the chariot fly up to it, shoot it with a couple laser beams, and then it was disabled. So Esau has had his fair share of encounters with the Elohim, man. Going back, who knows? I mean, the chariots have always been there. Even our forefathers in captivity talked about the chariots, saying swing low, sweet chariot, because while the chariots was watching us in captivity, all right, the Heavenly Father was keeping tabs on us, man, this whole time, and you Edomites. Now let's get this, and let's go to Revelations. Revelations, the 19th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 11, and it reads, "And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse." So Yahushua is gonna have a grand appearance. Okay, and he's not literally coming on a white horse. It's a chariot, a vehicle of the heavens. And when you look at the chariots, they're typically glowing white. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And what is going into the crowns is what? Rulership. And had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And his name is called the Word of the Most High. And this is talking about Yahweh Shai, man. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. So this is going to be an invasion of the gods, right? The Elohim, Yahweh Shai, the elect. They're gonna come to this place, man, and they're gonna put in work. They're gonna be beaming, right? Combat, destroying these Esau and his chariots, his fighter jets, attack helicopters, all the other futuristic weapons he's gonna bring out. They're gonna go against Esau and really the whole world besides the elect. It's not just gonna be Esau. It's gonna be all these nations. Because like Ronald Reagan just said, we're gonna stop what we're doing and fight the alien threat. So he's literally indirectly talking about uh, what's written in the scriptures. Verse 14. Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. So the chariots are going to be decked out. They're going to be real nice, real holy, real righteous, up to par, right? Verse 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. So Yahweh Shai is going to use spiritual power to conquer the world, destroy the enemies of the Heavenly Father. Verse verse 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So in the heat of World War III, when Esau is going against Ishmael and Elam and all these nations are clashing, in the midst of them clashing, they're gonna be like, oh, we've been waiting for Yahweh Shai. This is Yahweh Shai. All right, let's go push up on Yahweh Shai and see if we can win. And the angels, and they're gonna get decimated. Not one chariot, not one angel, not one elect Israelite is gonna be taken out during this time, man. You understand? Let's get this right here. It's gonna be a no diff, right? No difficulty. Let's go to Jude. This is Jude 1 and 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So, and that convincement is going to be death, all right, captivity. Let's go to Revelations, the second chapter. Revelations, the second chapter. Actually, let's get this right here. So Ronald Reagan, I think this was the first time anything space related was brought into the military. The Strategic Defense Initiative (SDI), derisively nicknamed the Star Wars program, was a proposed missile defense system intended to protect the U.S. from attacks by ballistic nuclear missiles. She's right here. Advanced weapon concepts including lasers, particle beam weapons, and ground and space-based missile systems were studied. And you gotta understand the technology that we see now is not the peak technology that Esau and other nations have at their disposal. They have much more advanced technology, which they show in these movies and TV shows and whatnot. The next level of capabilities, like the robots and the portals and demonic possessions and all these other crazy weapons and gadgets you see in movies and TV shows that you're thinking, oh, that's fiction. It's not real. It's not real because I don't see it happening on TV or on social media, so directly in front of me. So it's not real. It's fiction. No, the Heavenly Father has blessed these Edomites in particular with some high level weaponry. Esau didn't just stop with a fucking fighter jet, which is already an insane uh weapon vehicle. That's a very powerful vehicle. Go watch Top Gun Maverick, so you can see what them fighter jets can really do. But Esau has weapons, has uh flight vehicles and all that above fighter jets. He has things much stronger than guns, right? He has things much more powerful than tanks. The robots that they're showing to the public now are just significantly inferior to the robots they've been having for who knows how long. And when things start to heat up, whatever the next stage in this Jacob's trouble, Esau's gonna start bringing out this insane technology. Okay, so Revelations, the second chapter, in verse 24, and it reads, "But unto you I say, and unto the rest of Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nation." So if you got the 100% truth, Apostle Tahar on down, okay, and you keep the truth to the to the very end, either you're a martyr or you get beamed up, twinkling of an eye, man. You hold that's the end of Jacob's trouble at that point, because we're what, out of the tribulation. Verse verse 27, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. So Yahushua is directly telling you, when Yahushua comes, the heathen are going to be put into captivity. So everybody that just believes in sweet Jesus Christ is going to be in heaven. Everybody that doesn't believe is going to be in hell. No, that's fucking bullshit. It's a fallacy. What's coming is the Israelites getting new bodies, incorruptible bodies, the same body as Yahushua. We're gonna rule under Yahushua, under King David, under the 12. And the kingdom of heaven is gonna be on earth. Our headquarters is gonna be our land, the land of Israel, land of Palestine, called now. And then what? We're going to have our headquarters there. We're going to rule the whole earth. We're going to be able to go into the heavens, right? We're going to be able to be where Yahweh is. We're going to be able to fly and where the stars at, right? That's what's coming. And the nations, like the Elamites and all the other nations, they're still going to be on the earth. They're just going to be in the same state that they're in now. And I'm talking about from a flesh standpoint. They're still going to have the same bodies that they have now, which is going to make them significantly inferior to us. Like now, Jake is already at the top physically, like just, head to toe, right? But when we get them new bodies, we're going to be on a whole new level, right? We're going to be indestructible. We're going to be able to fly. We're going to be able to warp uh, what we know as the basic concepts of physics and reality, right? We're going to be able to do things that you see in fiction, right? Like Superman. Superman, he can blow his breath, and everything that his breath touches turns to ice, right? We're gonna be able to do things like that. We're gonna be on a whole different level, and we're gonna be immortal, right? We're not gonna be able to age. We're not gonna get sick. None of that. And in the beginning of that, all you nations are gonna be in captivity under us, right? Let's reread it. Revelations 2 in verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. So there's no getting around that's talking about getting brutally beat down as a slave. Okay. Now let's go to uh Revelations 12, 12th chapter. But let's get this too. So this is Donald Trump right here. Um, the USSF is the Space Force branch of the United States Department of Defense. It is one of the 6 armed forces of the U.S. and one of the 8 uniformed services of the U.S. It is also one of the 2 independent space forces in the world. So another country has a space force. Um, The Space Force is organized as part of the Department of the Air Force alongside the U.S. Air Force, a co-equal service. The Department of the Air Force is headed by the Civilian Secretary of the Air Force, while the U.S. Space Force is led by the Chief of Space Operations. The U.S. Space Force status is a part of the Department of the Air Force and is intended to be an interim measure towards a fully independent Department of the Space Force led by the Civilian Secretary of the Space Force. So this is a a military specifically for quote unquote space, which is just high up in the heavens. Now let's get this. Revelation, the 12th chapter, and verse 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And that dragon is talking about the Edomites. All right. And his angels is what? His military, which is the other nations too, and the vermin that are a part of that space force and the air force. So when Yahweh Shai and Michael's going to be under Yahweh Shai and all the other angels, all right, that names aren't written in the scriptures that are going to be coming, because all the angels they got names. We just don't know who they are, right? Like they're what they're called by, like how we have names, right? But Michael, his name has been referenced in scriptures. He's going to be one of those angels coming with Yahweh Shai to take out these nations. And when they take them out, their militaries are going to be destroyed. All their weapons are going to be destroyed, and we're going to be in the kingdom ruling. And after about 1,000 years, Esau is going to be done away with. It's not going to be no more Edomites, and these other nations, they're going to be they're going to be set free from captivity. They're still going to be subjects to us, but they're not going to be under our foot so much. They're going to have more freedom to live their lives, and they're going to have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And if they go off, we can push up on them, right? Now let's end this off of 2nd Ezra 13th chapter, and verse from the top, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So it's talking about Yahweh Shai coming out of the heavens, which is being referred to as a sea because there's water um, in the heavens. Okay, and this is just repeating what we just read in Revelations. All right, but it was first mentioned in Second Ezra's 13th chapter. You know, Revelations is just a big collective of end time Jacob's trouble prophecies written in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Okay, Second Ezra is a part of the Old Testament, the Apocrypha. So this is the future of society: war, turmoil, death, destruction. It's not fully there now, but with C-19, things have sped up a lot, and the next big event is going to speed things up too. So, Ottawa and Rotterdam is edifying. Shalom.